Hi everyone. Christmas is a special time of year, and so it is with the Love Movement family of choirs. Welcome to Seasons of Music. My name is Christopher Air. Hi everyone. Welcome once again to Seasons of Music. Today on set with me once again will be Bernadette Laughlin Scott, the founder and musical director of the Love Movement family of choirs. In this episode, we'll be talking about Christmas, which is a very special time of year. So, we will chat about how Christmas is with the Love Movement and how it has affected the choir. So, Bernadette, tell me, does Christmas mean to the Love Movement choir?
Christmas is very special for many reasons. First of all, in the days when I used to sing, one of my favorite pieces, if not my favorite piece, was O Holy Night. And I used to do carol singing at Holy Name Convent. We used to go from house to house. And then when I started Lights of Love, we used to go carol singing with the kids all in the different areas of families' homes. And then with Love Movement, Christmas, there's something about Christmas as a message that we could bring with Christmas time, that to get people a little bit understanding the real meaning, because most people think about it as Santa and the toys and the fat and the food, which is very good, but it has always been something close to my heart, that why do we not remember Jesus? So even so that I wrote a song called Why Do We Leave Christ Out of Christmas? That was about 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And I said, why do we put the X in his place? Now, I was educated sometime after that the X has some kind of Greek message, so there's nothing wrong in putting an X. But I used to start getting these Merry Xmas and whatever, so I wrote that song. And Christmas was family time. It's a time you even get together more than at Easter and stuff like that. So it's home, family, love, and Jesus, and a lot of emotion for me, and Love Movement. The same thing boiled over for me, into the group, into the children, into the youth, and to the senior group.
So talking about writing songs, so how many songs have you written relating to Christmas?
I'm trying to remember. I wrote Christmas in Our Lovely Twin Islands. That's about 25 years ago. Again, that was around the same time as I wrote People of La Trinity. Now, Chris, you might remember, I never wrote before, really.
Right.
When I lost my voice and the frustration of not being able to sing, I used to sit on the keyboard and these words would come to me, or these melodies, and that's how I started writing. Now, I haven't written anything for a while, and I was thinking maybe this year I'm hoping, because there's something inside me that still wants to burst. But so everybody would talk about snow and mistletoe and this and that and the other, and I was thinking we have beaches, we have palm trees, we have sorrel, we have beautiful stuff. So Christmas in Our Lovely Twin Islands, I wrote that around that time. And then I wrote Why Do We Leave Christ Out of Christmas? I wrote what will you bring to the manger? This is what are you bringing for Jesus if you go in the crash? What are you bringing? Are you bringing your joy, your sorrow? Is he filling you with a lot of joy? There was another one. See the Baby Jesus.
Right.
That was one like a dub beat for the youth, right? And they loved that. So those about 3 or 4 that I remember. There may have been others, but it's hard to remember everything. I haven't really played them for a long time.
But I know you have done Christmas albums.
Yeah.
Before that was on cassette.
Yeah.
And so the Christmas albums, are there any songs that you have written, or are these songs cover songs that the Love Movement have done?
No, well, on one album we featured those 3 songs. There was another song I wrote called Dance the Parang.
Right.
Now that one, although people might be angry with me if I say this, Parang is not my favorite type of music. I like it, but I find sometimes it's a bit repetitious for me. But what I was saying in that song is, while you're dancing the Parang, think about the child with no shoes on their feet who have no food to eat. So enjoy yourself and dance the Parang. It had a Parang beat.
Right.
So those 3 on one of the albums. I'm not sure what the album is. And then the other Christmas albums, we did cover songs from many
So how many
people.
albums have you done? I remember, I think the first one was Remember
Christmas to Remember.
Christmas to Remember.
We did quite a few. We did that, then we did the one with those songs on them. I don't even remember the names. Then we did the one for the last show, Love Came Down. That was another Christmas album. Faces of Love was another one. We have at least 4 or 5 Christmas albums, and we haven't brought out one for a while. And reason being, people tell you, people don't buy CDs again.
Right.
So if
but I know Christmas to Remember is on Apple Music, and if folks want to go on to and download it, so
great.
it's something that we could look forward to. So tell me, in terms of Christmas, I know some of your shows, most of your shows have been Christmas concerts, and others were at other times of the year. Is there a reason for that, for choosing that?
Well, Christmas is normally the time we put on a show, because it lends itself, the season lends itself to the variety of music. Because at a Christmas show, want to call it that, we still do Broadway or pop or gospel, so we usually end with a Christmas section. And also, Republic Bank have been really wonderful in our sponsorship with the youth outreach. And for years now, maybe 20 years or more, they have this concert in Adam Smith Square, which is a week or 2 before Christmas. So we particularly focus on Christmas songs there, and we may put in some things for the show. So that time was good. And if you notice, a lot of the groups do the same thing, Marionettes, McFarlane's, Lydians. I think it's a time where people kind of want to go out and see stuff. So, but we have done things like when we did Little Mermaid, we did it in June, I think, and we did a gospel concert in May one year. But mainly that's the time because of that, the messages that you could bring, many messages. It doesn't have to be just Christmas music.
But I know you've always capitalized on being the first choir, the first group to put on Christmas shows. You usually start in early November. Is that a reason? Is that a plan? Is it because you don't want to get lost in the clutter of other shows?
It's easier because, especially more and more these days, more groups are starting up, and everybody seems to want to go in that season. So I figured, look, let's do ours early. Now this year we didn't do a Christmas concert; it was our 50th anniversary, so we decided let's go in October and have a concert that really would embody the feelings of the group, how we have grown in spiritually, and pop, Broadway, everything, but this is an exception. I'm hoping next year, if we do something, that we will go back to that time. But everybody has, the same people have to buy the tickets for all the other groups. So I said, look, let's start early and hopefully we'll, get better attendance.
Tell me, Queen's Hall has been traditionally where you performed. But I know in the past you performed outside of Queen's Hall. Tell me about that. I know there was a time with Brian Lara. We performed with Brian Lara. And I know
Brian Lara was many, many years ago. The children, some of the children in those pictures were 8 and 9, and they're now in their 30s. That was in the early days. We did a Christmas concert, and I felt we had to get on the promenade. So we did a Christmas concert there. And then when Queen's Hall was being renovated and refurbished, we had our concerts at Central Bank. So we had quite a few concerts at Central Bank, which was nice. You're limited in that you can't fly scenery and dressing rooms and so, but we did feature all 3 groups. We did quite a few concerts at Central Bank. And we also did one at St. Mary's College when I think it was another thing with Queen's Hall being fixed up or something. So you have to create that space of theater wherever you go.
And what about the children? Have they done anything special, have you, for their show, the Christmas shows, have they done anything in particular focus on Christmas?
Yes, over the years, they've had little excerpts from Disney Christmas shows. One year, we were talking about it before we came on air, Angel Alert, which was really funny. It was the angels waiting on the news for the baby to be born. That was about quite a few years ago, and we maybe could consider it again. So we always, we do things that would have a Christmas feel, like they did excerpts from Frozen, which is not really a Christmas show, but it's that sort of feel. And they always do Christmas music, whether it is Christmas carols that are arranged for kids, or they will do it with the senior group, the 2 groups or the 3 groups. So they always play a part in that section, a Christmas section. You
were talking earlier that one of your favorite songs was to do with O Holy Night. How do you feel when you hear it, when you hear other soloists singing it?
Well, it hurts when I say it hurts. I shouldn't say it hurts. There was a time where I could not go to concerts to hear people sing things like classics and light opera and stuff. But I think I've gotten over that now. But there's a recording of me doing it somewhere on a cassette. And it's all glory to God. But I think that I myself, I'm trying to say this in humility, I'm not being puffed up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I realized the actual beauty of the voice I had until I lost it.
Right.
It's only now when people meet you, there was something about the tone and the quality that was very different. The adjudicators said it. God is a God-given gift. My mother was a soloist in Rosary's church when she was growing up. And even now, when people, the two songs that we played in the first episode where I sang from All Stars, and I think You Light Up My Life, people rang up for days after and kept requesting to hear me sing again. Not because I am great, it's such a unique and beautiful voice. And that's why you would know I keep Middle of Movement members, I keep saying, you all have to sing for me, because the passion of all the feeling and when you're singing and touching people with my voice, it used to really, really touch people.
Yeah. So tell me, during the pandemic, I know a lot of companies or a lot of choirs didn't have shows. How were you able to navigate that?
Well, we kept missing it, and I kept feeling the group should be together. So we did 2 Christmas concerts, what you call them, virtual concerts at Queen's Hall. So we booked the hall. It was a Gift of Love 1 and a Gift of Love 2. And but they were limited at how many people could be on the stage. I think it was 15 or 20. And we learned the stuff, and Timmy Mora's company, what's his video
productions?
Radio Productions, I can't remember his name, Timmy, sorry. But he came and did an excellent job, and we showed it at Christmas time. People really looked forward. It didn't involve the kids.
Yeah.
It was the youth and the senior groups. So
Time of the
2
pandemic.
years we did that, so that helped to not have a big space and nothing to do. And I think we were the only group that actually did that at that time.
Yeah.
I didn't see anybody else doing new stuff.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Because I think what I find is Love Woman always sets the trend for a lot of things in costuming, in choreography, in different things like that. But you know, it's good that the choir is able to do that, and people see that in you, and you know, it keeps the choir together. When we look forward, you know, as much as the challenges we have as a group, in knowing that God has given this gift to us. Me personally, I always get sad at thinking of Christmas music. You know, I think of, you know, people on the road at Christmas time when everybody's going to their home, families, and they see a person walking around, and you ask yourself, you know, who are they? Are they going anywhere to any person? So I kind of feel sad, but when I perform at Love Movement, it's sort of a different feeling. So Bernadette, have the children done any sort of charitable, or the group itself, for, you know, homes or anything like that?
Yeah, Chris, every year we started a tradition about 5 years ago. I met some nuns from Holy Name Convent who visit an area up in Arima called Dump Road. I actually went there to visit these families. And when the garbage trucks come in, the people jump on the trucks and salvage everything. I went into homes with these people, and she asked me, I said, what can we do? Because most children, unless you're very, very poor, most children at Christmas time get gifts. And they get so many gifts, and then they have all the gifts from the year before. So I started a tradition where each child will have a Christmas party for the children. So bring little lollies
like
and little snacks, and they will bring a gift. We will, and to put on the outside of it, like boy 5 to 7 years old. So we go in from babies up to 14, 15, girls and boys. So the parents will buy a gift and they will wrap it up and they'll put on the outside a boy or a girl and what year.
Right.
And we would get bags of these toys for them, and sister would come and take them, and we give her some money to have like a Christmas party. Or I think your company were giving turkeys or hams, Republic Bank, a couple of years ago.
Right.
And we gave them that, so they had like a dinner for them.
So Adamson Square, you were saying, there's a Republic Bank sponsored event. How does that, had that shaped the group? Is this something they look forward to? Because it's now a tradition on the calendar of events.
Well, we look forward to it for the sake that it's a different audience too. You know, there are many people that say, Adamson Square this year, so you know, we will come there. You know, so that people will come bring their kids and put blankets on the ground and sit and make a picnic.
Right.
So there's a different feel in Adam Smith Square, completely different than the hall. You can't have moving lights and sets and stuff, but it's very beautiful. This year though, because we had no Christmas music in our last show, and the bank wanted to do it this year, we really are trying to work assiduously now to get together a few pieces for Christmas, because there's no way we could put in Broadway and pop and Encanto music there. You know, you need to have your sets, your scenery, everything. So it's a Christmas program with traditional Christmas, which is the real meaning of Christmas Christ.
Say
Because I was going to
You know?
ask that, I said, you know,
So-
it's 50 years. What is next for the Love Movement?
Gosh, only God knows, Chris. You know, I really don't know. Every year I say, okay, I'm getting older. I have a new grandbaby. People are getting older. Maybe people are getting tired of coming to rehearsals. But there's still a spark there, and I'm asking him to guide me. Because I know we are making a contribution. Love Movement, not Bernadette Scott, but Love Movement family is making a contribution to children in this country, to youth, and to adults, to thousands of them. It's not just a once-a-year group get together, do a show, and you forget each other till the next year. We are every year. You are there over 40 years.
Yep.
How many choirs, with Marinette's word, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
how many choirs say that they have somebody 40 years still working with them?
Yeah.
You know, it's a special calling. It's a special calling, and that's all because Jesus has done it. So that also means that we will have many crosses
Yes,
to carry.
yeah, yeah.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard.
Well, this good conversation
Yeah.
in a nice, cozy place like this. So, any last words you want to share with the audience in terms of how you feel about Christmas and
I just want to tell everybody, wish all the people who have been following us for 50 years or less, who have never come to a Love Movement show, come to Adam Smith Square. You don't have to pay a cent.
Yes.
Just come on the 17th of December. Be there for about 5:30. And I just want everybody to pray for the world. I mean, you see what's going on in China now and what's going on in Russia. The world is in a mess, and God needs all of us. Our hands are up. If we cannot go to do something, let us pray. And I want you to continue to pray for our ministry, that God will guide me and, like Chris, the elders of the group, to make the right decisions for us to go next year, so we will do what He wants us to do to make a difference in Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you, Bernadette. You know, this has been another one of our special episodes, and I said it's our Christmas episode. So thanks you once again for joining us and being here with us and sharing this moment with us.
I also want, if you have not cut off yet, I would just really like to thank my son and family for supporting me for all these years, and my parents, because it's in this home where we sit now that Love Movement was born 50 years ago.
Yes.
Sitting right in that corner there with a piano, taking picture of 15 of us. That was my bedroom, 25 chairs, a piano and a bed right here.
So there you have it.
Born right in this house.
Where it all started.
Yeah.
So it's fitting at this time that we end this episode where it began and how the Love Movement story unfolded. So thanks again for joining us, and have a Merry Christmas.
God blessings.
Bye-bye.